Good morning, y'all. It's Tabitha, and welcome back to my channel where I discuss the gospel, religious OCD, and sound doctrine. So, today, I feel like the Lord has given me a really good example. I have mentioned this analogy in the last video that I made, so I want to make a video, very short video, to just talk about this analogy about faith and how OCD distorts how we see things. So, I'll get to the point really quick. OCD has this staring at the wrong thing, and I've had a hard time articulating. It's like it's something I've understood, but wasn't sure how to articulate it in a way that made sense. So I feel like the Lord has given me a very good example. You have a chair. Okay? It's a big, sturdy looking chair. And what OCD does, we need to sit down and rest. I'm tired, it's a long day. I need to sit down, and I stumble across this chair. And I can either just sit in it and trust it to hold me, or I can look at it and go, I don't know. I'm not sure if it'll hold me up. And then what happens is you begin to analyze the quality of your trust in the chair. And then you feel like the ability of the chair to hold you depends solely on your ability to believe that it will hold you. So then you start talking to yourself, I think the chair will hold me up. I'm not sure. What if it won't? What if it don't? I'm not sure. And the whole time you're getting tighter and tighter because you're just wrestling. You're already tired, and now you're wrestling with the idea of, will this chair hold me up? You know what faith does? Because faith is not about your faith, the quality of your faith. Faith is about the chair. Faith is about what your faith is in. The quality of your faith depends on the quality of the object of your faith. Right? Here's the thing. You can doubt that chair will hold you up, but still take the risk to sit in it. In spite your doubts, you're going to sit in it, and then you'll see, the chair did hold me up. The chair did hold me up. So is it about how you felt about the chair? Or was it really about the sturdiness of the chair to begin with? Because the chair was going to hold you up one way or the other. And you could either sit in it full well knowing it was going to hold you up, or you could go, and this is the point I feel like I eventually came to. You could either go, you know what? I'm too tired. I'm going to sit in it, and I'm going to hope that it holds me up. And then you sit in it because you're just tired. And guess what? It still holds you up. Why? Because it's about the quality of the object of your faith, not your faith. It's about his strength. And to be fair, sitting in it, going ahead and sitting in it is a mustard seed of faith. It's like, again, the Passover. 2 examples out of the Old Testament. The Passover. And if you watched my video yesterday, I've already discussed this. But the Passover, where the Israelites, they've been going through the plagues, and God tells Moses to tell the people to kill a lamb and put the blood of the lamb over the doorpost. Now let's be real here. I'm sure there were people sitting in their houses that night with blood over their doorposts that were anxious. And then there was people that were probably in their houses that rested. Tell me the difference between the person that rested and the person that worried, but both had the lamb's blood over the doorpost. Did they both make it out alive? Yes. But the person who sat there worrying and anxious basically was worried and anxious for nothing. But they did at least put the blood over the doorpost. Same thing with a bronze serpent. Israelites did something crazy. I don't quite remember because I don't remember what they did. But judgment, God sent fiery serpents to bite them. Moses begs for mercy. Y'all, these people were wild. They were wild. They were very wild. They were wild. And Moses, upon the command of the Lord, makes this serpent, this staff with a serpent on it, bronze serpent, which the bronze represents judgment and the serpent represents, oh my gosh, represents evil. And so it represents evil judged. And all that the people had to do was look upon it. I imagine that there were people who did it out of desperation, hoping it would work. And it did. I imagine that there were people that may have actually not done it because it seemed too simple and died. I imagine, anyway, point being is this. What OCD does is make us focus on our faith, which is actually quite weird if you think about it a little bit, but it makes us zoom in too close to something that doesn't need to be examined. You're examining the wrong thing. And what you need to do is learn about the object of your faith. It's like it's like this, okay? This is, I want to use a chair analogy because I'm just going to keep building on that. This chair. You can tell by looking at it that it's really sturdy. Okay? Like, and it's a little bit fancy. And this is kind of why you worrying about whether it's going to hold you up is a little bit silly. But for whatever reason, you get it in your head, I'm not sure that this chair is going to hold me up. But the person who sits in it hoping it holds them up and the person who sits in it knowing it's going to hold them up, they both still get held up, by the way. But here's the thing about that chair. You begin to, as you maybe study woodworking, as you grow in knowledge about the artisanship of woodworking, you begin to observe this chair, okay? You begin to study the chair. And you begin to realize, like, and I've done woodworking before, but as far as the like super fancy stuff, I don't know nothing about. So just bear with me, okay? But you're looking at this chair, and you're beginning, or say it's a piece of art, whatever. I'm gonna stick with the chair. You're looking at this chair, and as you begin to just look at it, take a minute to appreciate the beauty of the chair. But then you're recognizing, oh my gosh, this joint here and this joint here, that's a really hard, you have to do a lot of work. It's like as you learn about woodworking, you realize that there's math involved, that someone didn't just throw this chair together and it became a chair. There was thought, you had to measure, you had to cut. There's a lot of precision that goes into making this chair. This joint, oh, that's a really complex joint, and it takes extra time, but it means it's more sturdy and it's going to last over longer periods of time. You see what I'm saying? And that's what it's like to walk with faith in Christ, in the gospel. You sit in the chair. But as time goes on, you learn more about the arts of woodworking, and not just basic woodworking, but extensive woodworking. And then you begin to understand why it's so sturdy. You understand, oh, the joints that are put together, that is a different type of joint than just they didn't just slap this together. There has to be a certain degree to it, and it has to be screwed a certain way. There's actually glue there I didn't know was there. That's what it's like to walk out the gospel. You come in with a very basic understanding of things, a very basic understanding that, oh, the chair's going to hold me up. But as you study the subject through the power of the Word and the Spirit, then you begin to see, like, God He begins to put it all together. And this takes time, and it takes the Spirit, but He begins to put it all together, which actually just strengthens. It's not that, oh, I just believe that this thing will hold me up, because I know this thing will hold me up, because I know that, and I know that, and I know that. Just like Abraham did not become a man of faith overnight. He failed a lot, and saw even in his failings that God continued. Because of God's faithfulness, not his, God continued to be faithful even when he screwed up. So eventually, Abraham becomes a man of great faith, not because Abraham is great, but because God continued to show himself faithful. That's it. So I hope you understand what I'm saying. OCD makes us worried about the quality of our faith. And then when you start worrying about the quality of your faith, you start trying to fix your faith. And then you're not simply walking it out. So fighting with OCD in your head looks like, instead of looking at the chair and talking yourself in, it's like looking at the chair and saying, Tabitha, you're still fighting the anxiety and the fear. You know this chair is going to hold you up, but you're just having a conversation with yourself about the chair, and you never actually sit in it. You're just trying to convince yourself the chair is going to hold you up, but you never actually sit in the chair. Or you can say, you know what? I'm gonna walk this faith out. I still have doubts and fears that this chair is gonna hold me up, but by golly, I won't sit in it because I'm tired. And by golly, I don't know why that word's coming up. It holds you up. You sat in it, and the chair did not crumble up underneath the weight of you. I hope you understand what I'm saying. It makes sense to me. Let me know if it makes sense to you. But it's a tricky shift in thinking. You don't realize that's what you're doing. Is going, okay, have faith. What? You really need to understand the object of your faith to grow in faith. And that's not condemnation. That's an invitation to test the Lord. Not in a, to test the Lord. not, you know what I mean. I don't mean like go out and drive your car and close your eyes and say, okay, Lord, drive the car for me. That's not what I mean. It's not what I mean. You know what I mean. But say, Lord, I'm having a hard time trusting you. But I want to trust you in that you'll even teach me how to trust you. Anyway, I got a lot to do today. But I hope y'all have a wonderful day. I'm going to drink my coffee and read my Bible. Love you, mean bye.